Hello, good evening. The government's been asked to look again at its controversial changes to the housing benefit system. The call comes after the family of a Solihull woman say she took her own life because she feared losing her home. Stephanie Bottrell left a note saying the government was to blame for her death. Labour have described the changes as a bedroom tax. Carol Foster reports.
It was home for Stephanie Bottrell for 18 years, but since her two children left, she'd lived alone in the three-bedroom house. Under changes to the housing benefit system, it was deemed too big for her. The choice to find an extra £80 a month in rent or leave.
She was struggling for money as it was. She was struggling to find money just to eat, even for clothes.
She'd been ill and unable to work for many years. Her family say she couldn't face the upheaval, and last weekend she walked onto the M6 motorway and into the path of a lorry. She'd left a note to her family telling them not to blame themselves, but that it was the government's fault.
The way it's affecting people, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, I've lost my mum now, and eventually it's gonna happen to someone else, so it's got to stop.
The government's reforms mean housing benefit will be reduced for people in social housing if they have spare bedrooms and if they're still of working age, but it's controversial.
Well, I'd say to David Cameron, re-look at this policy. There's more Stephanies out there. Allow the officers time to find people alternative accommodation, and so that they don't have to pay this bedroom tax whilst they're actively seeking smaller accommodation.
For Stephanie's neighbours, the shock is mixed with anger.
I can understand that there's people out there that need extra bedrooms. I understand all that, but the way it's all being done and the effect that it's had on people, it's devastating, to be honest.
Scrap it. Scrap the whole idea. Let people stop in their own homes.
The Department of Work and Pensions says they're trying to introduce fairness into the system, but won't comment on individual cases. But while the government may prepare for a political fight over benefit changes, one family in the Midlands prepares for a funeral. Carol Foster, BBC Midlands Today, Solihull.
5 men